Hi there, I'm Wendy Down, and I'm making this short video on a beautiful Saturday morning to talk about something that I'm about to launch on my website, the Consciousness Playground. That, um, and I'm making this video to help you understand whether this is something that you're interested in taking part in. It's actually the release of all the content that I developed for a 6 month coaching program that I took a group of about 50 people through over the past 6 months and beyond. And it was so transformative for so many and is so much a part of how we as humans are evolving that I've decided to release it for free over the next period of time for anyone that wants to take part. So I want you to understand what it's about and what it could do for you so that you can decide whether you are interested in investing the time and attention in it. So basically what I want to describe is that it's about taking a really big idea and applying it directly into your life in a way that makes your life better, makes you better as a human being, and allows you to take advantage of new capacities, new capabilities that you have to transcend problems, to evolve yourself to a higher place simply by using those problems themselves, the energy of those problems. The big idea is that what I believe is that we are actually evolving into a new type of human. You know that consciousness is always evolving. Evolution is how we adapt to what's going on. And I believe that we are starting to see that humanity is starting to have, like I say, new capacities that will allow us to deal with problems that we currently are unable to solve globally and individually at the level of consciousness that we're at. What more do I want to say about that? There's lots to say about that. And I will, in the program, describe how it is that that quantum physics helps us with that, and how our brains actually are set up to read situations from two perspectives. One, the perspective that we are an individual moving through time and in a set environment that we're separate from. And this is the side of our brain, the left side of our brain, that reads atoms as particles, as separate things. Quantum physics also tells us, however, that things aren't really separate from each other, that mostly the world is made up of space, that we're made up of space, and that the underlying structures, vibrating strings or waves that vibrate in frequencies. This has been really difficult for us to understand, but our right brain reads all situations from that perspective. And now we have the growing capacity to be able to see and interact with a situation using an integrated perspective that involves both sides of those hemispheres of our brain, both of those perspectives. Our bodies read a situation as energy, as emotion, and there's a way that I've learned to teach people how to pay attention to the emotion, which are those vibrating strings of the situation, in a way that allows the larger consciousness that you are to calm, to reorganize, and to make those that response to the situation coherent and to change it. And doing that actually elevates you beyond the perspective that you had of that situation. As you work with it from that way, you start to have new thoughts, you start to have a new perspective, you move beyond the grip of the emotional response that you had to it, and you see that you become different as a result of using that energy that you were experiencing in the problem situation. And not only do you feel different, but you see the situation differently, you're able to respond differently, and many times, because again, from quantum physics, we're not actually separate from that situation that we're experiencing. What you can find is that the situation itself changes. And so it's this, I've been doing this type of work for probably about 20 years, but what I'm finding is that people take to it so much more quickly now. I have a ways of describing it that make it so much more clear and understandable, so that as you're working within a problem situation in your own life that's present, you understand what you're doing, you understand how your body is helping you, and you're able to feel and sense these waves of energy and emotion changing as you work with them, and you gain the ability to work. It becomes quicker and quicker and easier, and you get so much more sense of your own power to control how you feel in a situation, to change your perspective, and to be peaceful, calm, and feel okay regardless of what's going on around you. It starts to become a much more you start to occupy the center of your world rather than feeling like a pawn that's moving within it. So, this is what the type of material that I'll be releasing in the Consciousness Playground will teach you how to do if you're interested. A new piece of content will be released 2 times a month, the first Friday of the month and the third Friday of the month. Each one, there's 30 pieces in total, will have either an audio recording or a videotape or written text that will help you work with a specific insight and tool that you'll apply directly into your own life at that time, and then you'll have a couple weeks to work with it. For those that are interested, there will also be an immersion group that will meet live twice a month on the alternating Fridays, the second and fourth Friday of each month, to really apply, with my help and my live feedback and interaction using video conferencing, to work directly with specific situations that people are dealing with. And I think what's exciting for that component of what I'm about to do is that what we'll find is that we start to not feel so separate from each other, but that we will actually be holding each other in a space that allows the person who's being worked with to be transformed and to feel the transformation within a very loving and supportive, energetic, vibrational environment, not just as a bunch of different people supporting each other, but it's a new way of operating that some of us will be very, very excited to participate in. And the very cool thing actually about this is that I've been operating sort of in a vacuum, developing these ideas and these ways of working. And now as I start to do my research for my PhD dissertation, writing all this up, I see that there's actually been many, many people that have been having similar ideas and doing similar work. So we'll be able to draw from all of that and pull that in. And that, again, makes sense. As evolution happens, new ideas come in, and those that are receptive to them just start to engage with them and present them in different ways. So that's what that's about. And thanks for listening. And if you wish to take part, please do